we're playing them
when we're talking about the games.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes more sense, really.
Right. That was actually Julie's idea. Because I was like, yeah, that makes total sense. Because all we have to do is just talk about the score first, and then later we can bring up the audio.
Right.
Because then we're gonna talk about the games anyways from last week. So.
All right. It just looks like the two of them are sitting there, but really, we're just preparing, and we're going to go recording the podcast soon. You're just getting to see what they do before we record.
Exciting and new. Come aboard.
Very
Is
exciting.
anyone watching you?
The Love Boat.
I was doing our new double coverage soundtrack.
Oh.
Is that Love Boat?
Yes.
All right.
Okay. Let me know when you guys are good to go, and we will go.
Golden.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. All right. Julie Jag says, what? That Julie Jag doesn't have any good ideas. Hi, Julie.
Julia should be a guest appearance ASAP.
She should. We have a spare microphone. Even.
Nice.
Yes.
Well, she should know where it is, so she didn't come in just like and pull the headphones off her.
That's true. We don't have any spare headphones, but we have a spare microphone.
Yeah. Can you play a track?
She can do Bust a Move.
Nice.
Yes.
Nice.
And I did just tell anybody who's watching on YouTube that Julie sings Bust a Move for karaoke.
There you go. And is anyone watching on YouTube?
Well, Julie is.
Nice. So far. Did you tweet it out?
Yes, it went out, I believe.
Nice.
So, and it's posted up on our website.
Is it up on? Well? Can I retweet on double coverage? The tweet?
I don't know. I was in here.
We tweeted it out. You said.
Well, it auto tweets when we post it to the website.
Okay, so let's check. Caught in a trap. I can't walk out. Nope, not on double coverage. Because I love you too.
I think that takes like 15 minutes or so to.
Yeah. So not very live. Still live, but all right.
I mean, it's live.
Yeah, sure, but no one knows.
Well, it's up on our website, so people do know. They can see it.
Okay. Sentinel Sports, caution, this account is temporarily restricted. View it. Okay.
Oh, Julie's going to tweet it out.
Nice.
Because you want it, you got it. Thanks, Julie.
Thanks.
Sports editor Julie. Best sports editor ever.
There you go.
I think. I'm biased. Okay, you guys, Jim, turn off your phone and let's get do it to it.
Trying to tweet. But go ahead.
Yeah, Julie's doing it.
Okay. But I can retweet is the thing.
Nobody follows you. Nobody cares.
Yeah, there's like 1,500, buddy. Mostly football fans, too.
They're all in practice right now. They don't care.
They should be getting out.
Stop contradicting me. Stop it.
Welcome to my world. Producer Tony.
I'm trying to whip you into shape.
Best producer ever.
Yeah.
I said that very enthusiastically.
Yeah. Only producer you've ever had.
I'm sure Andrew would take credit when he had the camera set up on the toilet paper, tissue paper box.
For week 1,
yeah.
6 years ago.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay.
Here we go.
Sure.
Wait, turn on. Test. Ooh. Okay. Let me make sure I'm recording. Wait. Oh.
Banter. Ooh, no feedback. Now feedback. Okay.
Had to do the recording.
Okay.
It's time for double coverage. Your Santa Cruz County sports leader, presented by the Santa Cruz Sentinel. And now your hosts, Jim Seimas and Juan Reyes.
Hey, welcome to week 7 of double coverage. I'm Jim Seimas.
I'm Juan Reyes.
And I am your producer, Tony Solis.
We'll start with a recap of week 6. and some more changes in this week's Sentinel Power Poll Top 10.
Then we'll jump into week 7 to talk about some key matchups like Scotts Valley against King City, Alvarez at Monte Vista, and Santa Cruz at Greenfield.
All this and more on Double Coverage. Juan, how the heck are you doing, buddy?
Good.
Hanging in there?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I love how in our script it actually says, Jim, Juan, how the heck are you, buddy?
It's just spot on. There's a word add. I added buddy, actually.
That's true. Buddy's not on there.
Because he deserves that. And,
No.
everything going cool?
Yeah,
Nice.
that's good.
Big week of football, or what's going on?
Nah, Raiders lost again.
I know.
I know.
A lot of losses,
Yeah, dude.
actually.
I thought the Niners had that one.
The field goal fest, yeah,
Dude, they had it.
tough game.
Yeah.
Tough game. Tough week, actually, in general.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's been a really sad, frustrating week with the situation that went on
Yep.
in Las Vegas.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then later the passing of Tom Petty, but a sad week. Condolences to everyone, the victims and their families.
Yeah. Prayers,
Anyone
thoughts.
affected by that.
Yeah. My homie Julio, he lives over there, but he was actually at the Raider Bronco game.
Mhm.
He was out of town. Him and his brother and the whole family, so he wasn't there. Thank God. But yeah, I mean that's a bummer.
Yeah.
It sucks.
Yeah,
It
high
really
school-
ruined the week for sure.
Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had a high school friend who was at that concert.
Mm.
That's nothing she'll be getting over anytime soon. That's just pretty traumatizing. Really
Yeah.
somber, sad week.
Yeah.
So,
Well,
on a more uplifting note, we'll cover this
yes, we do.
Yeah.
Yes, we do.
week. In case you missed it, here's a recap of week 6. On Friday night, it was Aptos 47, Seaside 28,
21, Carmel, 7.
St. Francis 42, Greenfield 14,
Santa Cruz, 28. Gonzalez, 21.
San Benito 36, Monte Vista Christian 29,
Monterey, 55. Pajaro Valley, 21.
Alisal 35, Watsonville 7,
And on Saturday, San Lorenzo Valley beat Pacific Grove 29-3.
SoCal 51, Harbor 14.
And in college action, we had West Hills of Coalinga beating Cabrillo 34-28.
Big props to Santa Cruz High and Bubba Trouble for getting their first win of the season. The offense came to life with a season high 28 points. Yay, Cardinals! And the
Hey.
defense just did enough to win. you know?
Pulled it
So,
off right there on the
yeah.
last quarter,
Yeah.
last minute.
Yeah, got a couple turnovers, had a big game.
Nice. Yeah. Big congrats to the Cardinals. I mean, I believe every team in Santa Cruz County now has a check mark in the one column, right?
Yes, it does.
Yes.
Everyone.
Yeah. Wait. So
Even
does that mean things are shaking up in the top 10?
Let's find out and jump into this week's Sentinel Power Poll.
All right. At number 10, we have Harbor staying put.
Number 9, Paro Valley, down 1 spot.
Santa Cruz moves up a spot to number 8.
7 is SoCal.
Watsonville drops down a spot to number 6.
Santa Rosa Valley moves up a spot to number 5.
St. Francis stays at number 4.
At number 3 is Monte Vista Christian, staying the same.
And Scotts Valley moves down a spot to number 2.
At number 1, and remaining number 1 is Aptos.
Okay, I think,
Yeah.
that was our
error.
bad.
Yeah, a little
It's
error
all good.
there.
It's all good.
Our
But
bad,
Scotts Valley was previously a number 1 team for us for
2
a
weeks
week.
ago, right?
2 weeks
Yeah.
ago, yeah.
There you go. What happened to the Wildcats, Juan? You still think they should be ahead of St. Francis?
No, that was
You said last week
I
that if
did.
they lost, that would prove to you that they deserve to be in the spot that you guys ended up giving them at the Power Poll.
no, definitely. I mean, they went out there, they made 2 statements. First is that they belong in the upper tier with that Mission Trail. Against them,
Yeah, never.
never, not
The Sharks.
right now. They're on fire,
Yeah,
and
that's true. It was just a kiss of death that you gave the Wildcats, I think.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't want to sound anti-Wildcats in the least bit. I'm just saying that St. Francis is a really good team.
for
And
sure.
I think Wattsville's got a good team too. So
They do. No, but no, you said it, and they proved it.
well, thank you for making me look brilliant because I've made many wrong picks as well.
Mm.
So, and you and I both probably hear that from the players when we do, right?
Yeah.
After the game, hence you calling Palma, Aptos beating Palma, and me saying that Palma was going to beat Aptos. So
Yeah.
that didn't happen. Well, hey,
We're talking about. out.
Yeah.
here.
Yeah,
Me
no,
especially.
Yeah. No, I mean, the Wildcats. I mean, what could I say? I mean, I spoke with Coach Ron Myers, and he said it was just a bad start. Isaiah Baltazar threw an interception. I think he said it was the second play of the game. That set up Alisal with the touchdown,
Mhm.
and then they couldn't stop Trojans quarterback Andrew Marquez. I mean, I guess he scored twice, and he got one touchdown, I think, in the air too. So
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
the nice thing is you and I are combining on this power poll every week
yeah,
and seeing where teams kind of fit in. And there's been some movement every week,
Yeah.
whether it be at the top, middle, or bottom.
yeah,
And so, away from this power poll thus far, I mean, because you and I were debating earlier today,
yeah.
where does Monte Vista Christian and St. Francis go?
Right.
You thought that's, St. Francis.
I thought Monte Vista should be in the 4th spot just because St. Francis is on a roll. They've got those 2 league wins. Monte Vista just lost to San Benito, but you convinced me though. I mean, you were saying the Mustangs do play in a tougher conference, division, and league, and yeah, I mean that's true. I think I agree with you. Monte Vista should stay at that 3 spot just because they have that tougher schedule.
I wonder how easy this power poll is going to be to compile next year when they're all in that same league, different divisions.
Yeah, it's going to be fun though.
Yeah, there'll be less what ifs because they'll be facing some of these teams.
Yeah.
So
and the same thing. I mean, I had a little trouble too. I mean, keeping spot because SoCal, they're doing so good too.
They are.
And I mean, I get it there and one of the lower tiers.
Yeah.
But they're 2-0 in league too.
Yeah.
And they got the same record as Watsonville. So
it's funny when some of our teams lose. I'm still, I don't say incredibly proud of them. But I'm shocked at how well they competed against these teams that I didn't think they had a chance against.
Yeah.
And one of those games took place last week with Monte Vista against San Benito.
Yep.
They lost by a touchdown.
Yeah. I said it was going to be close, man. I knew. I mean, Sean White, he's the real deal.
Yeah.
He's
awesome.
He's a good quarterback. I mean, he can make plays out there and I thought it was going to be close. At one point, I really thought the Mustangs were going to win it, pull off the upset. Yeah. But
we're talking
San
about
Benito's good.
Totally. But we're talking about a Mustangs team with 30 players or so competing against a team with 60 or more, and it's just awesome. I always think our area is way down in football, and that's probably based off what coaches tell me preseason, and then we get to see them at the Jamboree and beyond.
Yeah.
But they say their numbers are down and such.
You're not talking skill level. You're talking numbers as far as players coming out.
Skill level and what they're going to be able record-wise. And then every year, and at least this year in particular, I'm pleasantly surprised. And sure, we're taking losses sometimes where we should. Like Scottsdale against Terra Nova. Terra Nova's 4-1 on the season, has beat some really good teams. But the fact that Aptos beats Palma and Monte Vista hangs with San Benito, I don't think we give our area enough credit for the football we're playing right now. So I say we're, but I think, that we have 7 teams that have really shown well for themselves in this power poll. And the fact that PV and Harbor and Santa Cruz all have wins now, good for them.
Yeah. I was going to say, even PV, I mean, just they got, they're low on numbers, but they're scoring, though.
Totally.
They're scoring points. I mean,
Totally. So, we knew Aptos and Scotts Valley were going to be, pretty solid this year, but I think those next 4 teams on the power poll, they've really impressed me thus far. So
definitely.
Yeah. Do you agree with us? We want to hear your thoughts or questions about the power poll. Feel free to send us an email to sports@santacruzsentinel.com or post a message on our Double Coverage Facebook page, or you can maybe just go ahead and tweet us as well.
Yeah.
So
cool. All right. Well, let's jump into week 7 with a quick rundown of what's on tap for this weekend. On Friday night, it's San Lorenzo Valley at Carmel, Alvarez at Monte Vista Christian, Harbor versus St. Francis at Watsonville High, Santa Cruz at Greenfield, at North Monterey County, North Salinas at Aptos, Keene City at Scotts Valley, and on Saturday we have Cabrillo at Los Medanos. Teams with the bye this week are SoCal and Watsonville. The Knights are 4-2, 2-0 in league, and the Wildcats are 4-2, 1-1 in league play.
I just want to give a shout out because that's what I do every now and then. Just a little interruption.
Is it a shout out to a man-child?
Woo! He's not a big guy, but Miguel Del Real, the quarterback of the Knights, threw for 5 touchdowns last week.
Beautiful.
And more than that's awesome. That's awesome. I mean, this is a school that longest time for 30 plus years under Dewey Tompkins and Brad Smith and Ron Myers, and now they're going with the spread, and we got a guy throwing for 5 TDs and 250-plus yards. So congrats to that offense, the receivers, the offensive line. That was props. A really impressive showing last week.
Yeah, for sure. Cool. Well, let's dig in. No? Friday?
All right, Friday night, San Lorenzo Valley, 3-2 overall, 1-0 in conference at Carmel, 2-4 overall, 0-2. That game's at 3:30 on Friday afternoon in Carmel. Well, this is a pretty big game. You know?
Big time.
Yeah, Carmel's coming off the tough loss to Scotts Valley, and that is they're held to 7 points, but Carmel is an incredibly explosive team.
Yeah.
You know, that was a season low point total for them this year. In fact, I think it was their lowest point total in about 21 games. Matter of fact, that was 21 games.
Just one touchdown, right?
Yeah. Just one touchdown. Mm-hmm. So this is a powerhouse Carmel program. They're very young this year at some of the skill positions. Their quarterback is a sophomore. Their 2 running backs are juniors, I believe, and then they have maybe a senior receiver, Rashawn Ward. But they're incredibly athletic, and they are huge up front. Their offensive line, defensive line, they're big boys.
Yeah,
and their linebackers are pretty hefty too. So one of which is Kylie's their sophomore quarterback I was referring to. But yeah, they have some big boys. The fullback I was referring to is Young Jae Chi, who's just a brute on both sides of the ball.
He plays linebacker too?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
But you caught up with Petzinger earlier this week, right?
Yeah. I was at the game. Talked to him right after the game, and he praised the defense for making adjustments on the fly.
We adjusted well after, seeing a new offense. PG, they reverted back to their old offense from 2014 and played a lot more of the fly stuff out of slot and pro. And we weren't really practicing against that. We were practicing against all their spread stuff. And then after that, I thought we played pretty good defense, made good adjustments on the sideline, and our kids responded really well to the shift that they made offensively. It's huge. It's the opening of Mission Trail play. To go 1-0, to go 0-1, I mean, you've still got yourself on the path to be competitive in this league. You go 1-0.
Coach Dave Petzinger has said, I think earlier this year, that 7 of their opponents this year will be running the spread.
Yeah.
So they're not going to be shell shocked when they go. They know exactly what they're facing in Carmel.
Right.
Carmel wasn't by any means perfect last week. Obviously, they took a loss. But Golden Anderson, their coach, had some things to say about maybe why they took the loss here.
We knew that it was going to be tough to run it on them, especially when they had 7 guys up there. So we had to be creative in how we took our chances down the field. We thought we missed a couple down the field we should have had. And we also had a couple guys wide open, and one was a touchdown, and one was another one where our guy just barely got tripped up after he caught it that we thought could have been a score. And then we dropped one, wide open, in the third quarter or beginning of the fourth quarter. And they made the most on those 2 big plays that they had. The throw to Spence kind of down the middle, and he made a great catch, and then we kind of tackled him. We all fell down. Yeah. And then the last score there is, that's an interception for us, and it just pops right up in the air. Yeah. And that's how the bounces go. When you score 7 points, it's easy to blame bounces, but they played better than us tonight, cleaner tonight. Too many turnovers by us. Yeah.
Carson Spence was a beast in the second half.
Was he?
Golden just said that his defenders fell down. When you have a 6'7" dude straight arming you fall down.
Yeah, definitely.
That was on a little.
He did that against Terra Nova when he caught that one. Yeah, you were there. Yeah, you saw that. He just caught it off me.
See ya fly.
Yeah.
So he's a big, strong kid, man-child for Tony Solis there.
I like it.
Yeah, he is. But this guy's got to play at the next level. He's incredibly talented. But the Falcons benefited from some fluky type plays. Spence's first touchdown over the middle, and then he shakes off 2 defenders. Wasn't fluky by the least bit, but his second touchdown of the second half was probably a near interception that went off a shoulder pad, a hand, or a helmet.
Yeah.
And he was running away from the play and made an over-the-shoulder catch in the end zone for the game, for the 21-7 score,
Yeah, well, the Padres are going to, they're going to have to play mistake-free football against Cougars because, the Cougars, they went in there, they beat Pacific Grove 29-3. I was there. At first, it was kind of slow. It took a while for Trent Walker, quarterback for SLV, to get started. But now he once he found his receivers and he was connecting. They didn't look back after that. He finished with 163 yards, 3 touchdowns, 2 of them to Julian Aldridge and one to his brother Jacob Aldridge. And then running back Mark Carlin, he had 8 carries for 66 yards and a touchdown score.
He's a big
well.
boy. He's a big boy. Yeah, I don't expect in terms of making predictions or whatever. These kids are young at Carmel and they're good, and SLV's got a quality team as well.
Yeah.
I'd heard so much about Carmel running the no huddle, and they didn't have me moving up and down the sidelines like Aptos sometimes does. So I'm sure they'll try and increase the tempo of the game. And Kylie has to have a better game. He made, he threw 3 interceptions last week, which is, just young mistakes.
Yeah.
And just also a good defensive secondary for the Falcons and them applying pressure. Can SLV apply that same pressure? Like I said, Carmel is huge up front.
Okay.
I don't know size-wise if SLV matches up, but SLV has experience playing against those bigger teams up front, Fremont, Oakland, and Leighton Christian Academy of Utah.
Yep.
So, Coach Petter said those guys are big up front, and we'll see if it pays off.
SLV's got speed, though. I saw him getting around and harassing the quarterback for the Breakers.
Nice.
Yeah. So and there was pressure applied there, and Tristan Shelton, he got an interception. That's Cougars, man. They're looking good.
No,
yeah.
And like I said last week, Dave Petzinger always prepares his team, but there's a lot of disparity between Carmel being a 1-win team. Pacific Grove being a 1-win team this year, and Carmel being a 2-win team. I mean, Carmel's played some beast opponents, and been on the the losing end of some tough games there. They're an incredibly talented team, and this record doesn't even do them justice for how good they are.
No, that's why it's tough. I mean, it's tough for me to pick. I'm not.
I'm going to pick.
All right, go for it.
And I have seen both teams this year.
Okay.
And I do like what SLV is doing on both sides of the ball.
Okay.
And I don't think there's a better team in terms of SLV being a team, a selfless team.
Right.
I think they really all play for each other. But I'm going to have to go with Carmel. A, it's at their house, and which is always my number one. And B, they're going to be fired up. Golden Anderson is going to have that team fired up. And there's a perennial winner, much like SLV has been. But I just think Carmel has too much speed, and they spread defenses too thin.
Okay.
They move it all over the field.
All right. I'm going to go opposite. I'm going to go SLV on the road, taking that. I mean, I know you said Carmel's good. They got speed. They got the big boys up front.
Yeah.
But I saw SLV last week, and I like what they were doing.
No, I
think they could do it again. I
Yeah.
think they could do it again. I'm taking Cougars.
Yeah, that's awesome. No, and I'm going off. I saw SLV against Yerba Buena earlier this year.
Yeah.
I actually thought they started a little slow against Yerba Buena, and I wanted to.
Yeah.
And granted, it was a really hot day, 100-degree day, but 120-degree day pretty much.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think Carmel's got a lot of weapons.
I'm a little shocked that Jim's going Carmel over SLV. I got to be honest.
No, I know.
Just based on history, but the
yeah.
public has agreed with Juan.
Okay.
63.2% of people on our poll at santacruzsentinel.com/football have picked so far that SLV will top Carmel, and you can vote until Thursday. I think Thursday night we usually cut off the voting, so we can put the results in the Friday paper. But you can go on there and participate with us.
Nice. Well, that's awesome. You say, I like you said, the percentage. It doesn't seem like it's not like a 98%.
No,
it's going to be close.
Yeah, it's
going to be a good one.
It could be a good game.
And
it should be.
I feel like this week especially, we might be getting a few more hits from out of the area.
Sure.
Voting, so it's not just all homers.
Oh, I got you.
Doing
nice.
It seems a little bit more, more accurate, I'd say, this week.
Yeah, well, that's awesome. Like I said last week, Greenfield and Carmel and a lot of the other South County teams are starting to pick up double coverage.
Yep.
And the word's getting out there that,
it's nice.
we provide some facts.
Beautiful.
Thanks for listening, guys.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. All right. Next up, we got Harbor at St. Francis, playing at Watsonville High. This is a 7:30 game. The Pirates are 1-5 overall and 0-2 in league play, and the Sharks are 5-1 overall and 2-0 in play.
Nice. I'm giving a shout out to a team.
Mm-hmm.
That team is Tony Solisa's favorite team.
I do love me some Harbor.
The Harbor
Go
Pirates.
Harbor.
While the Pirates have dropped 5 straight games.
Doesn't matter.
Tony, I'm just setting up the next sentence. They're putting points on the board, and specifically their quarterback.
They've won 6 straight games in my heart.
There you go. There you go.
There you go.
But they've seriously were shut out 6 times last year. they have not been shut out.
They were no bueno
awesome.
last year.
Yeah,
I have to admit
they've scored at least one touchdown in every game,
That's
including your alma mater, the Gilroy Mustangs, who are, I believe, unbeaten on the year.
Unbeaten.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and it was early in the fourth quarter or so, or third quarter, but it wasn't like scrub time yet, you know?
Yeah.
So they have a good little quarterback, and he keeps those Pirates fired up, and I hope they continue to improve and set the stage for the future.
Does everybody know why I like Harbor?
You tell me why again.
Because I live in their district.
Oh, you do. Yeah.
So when I have a 3-year-old little girl, when she does go to high school, if we are still living in the same spot, she will go to Harbor High. So I am paying it forward. I am rooting for her high school.
Yes.
You know, now.
Nice.
Couldn't get into PCS.
That's true. Maybe we'll be in PCS.
Yeah. No. Sorry. Yeah. Senior quarterback. Thank you. Bailey Shantz has run for multiple touchdowns 4 times this season. He did so again last week in a 51-14 loss to visiting SoCal, rushing for a pair of scores. This guy is he has no quit in him.
Yeah,
and I
he's
hope
a baller.
Yeah, I hope, and I think I've seen it just across the board. You know, it used to be like one kid would play like that, and now it's more and more and more. You know, if they have 22 guys as opposed to like 11 going one each way,
right?
Half, 3/4 that are playing with their hearts out.
That's good.
You know, it's awesome.
That's awesome.
It's just, you know, being in the right position, making the play, you know, and
then like you said, like there was more kids now like walking on and wanting to join the team.
Totally.
That's cool. That's awesome. That's good to hear.
The snowball is rolling.
For sure. Well, the Sharks, I mean, they've scored in every game this season. In fact, their offense has been explosive in 4 of their 6 games. They scored 37 or more points 4 times this year.
They're fun to watch. I'm a former wide receiver. I love passing. I love watching quarterbacks.
How many games did you play wide receiver in high school?
9.
You were in the game?
Yeah.
Scrub time?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, there you go. And you?
I ran track.
Oh.
I practiced as wide receiver.
Can you actually give me that little sound where it goes, or I'll just do it?
I was like a conference champion in track, so there's no wah-wahs there.
Just because you beat the Chipmunks in track on JV track and field, if you're going to attack my glory days, then I'm going to come at you. Okay?
Jim and Tony living in the past.
Yeah, yeah.
Right? Glory days.
Help me get up from this chair so I can take a swing at you.
Yeah.
So, but these Sharks run, and they're fun to watch. They're fun to watch running. I mean, when you're good at running, whether it be a veer, a wing tee, or whatever that you do well, it's fun to watch. I remember SoCal when they, 2 decades ago, or even 10 years ago, when they just ran or double wing, excuse me. It was a lot of fun to watch,
Yeah.
And these guys run it.
Yeah, Andy O'Rourke, Carson Cusick, Devin McLeod, Brandon Moikler, Blas Magana.
Yeah, they're all speedy guys, and some are quick or tall too. I mean, Carson Cusick is just a beast.
Right.
O'Rourke is fast as heck.
He's speedy, huh?
Yeah, so is McLeod.
Yeah.
Moakler's a center fielder who has speed as well. He's also amazing. Yeah, outfielder, great catches. But and Blaze Magana, it was like a newcomer to the scoring list last week. But they have a lot of talent, and the O line is making them look good, and they're making themselves look good.
And the defense too, right?
Their defense.
They have been giving up more than 20 points in any of their games, including their lone loss in a 20-7 loss to host LaSalle in Oregon. Last month.
Yeah, that was their worst and only loss. So
and it wasn't even bad.
Yeah, it's not that bad. They lost to a good team on the road, out of state. So I think it's gonna be more of the same. Just trendy. The Sharks are definitely trending in the right direction. Will they? I don't know if they'll jump up to number 2 in the power poll, but I do have them getting a win over Harbor this week.
Yeah, same here.
I do want to see. Well, I want to see the Sharks post a shutout, and I do want to see Harbor score. So I'm kind of torn.
Not everybody here wants to see the Sharks post a shutout.
Well, I'm just saying in terms of what the possibilities are, like realistic possibilities. This is a very good Sharks defense, and they're going to say they're going to stack the box and just shut down Chance and say pass on us, and I think that's what's going to happen.
I feel like St. Francis players are going to call me up this week and be like, "Take that, Tony. Here's what here's your Harbor team right here."
That's right. You track guy.
Yeah.
So,
Sharks.
Okay.
Yeah, really. So public does agree with you. 86.8% says Sharks over Harbor. But really, what do they know? I mean, come on.
Same amount. Actually, if we ever take vacation time here, maybe one of them we should have a guest fill-in. You know, like
Yeah.
That'd be kind of cool.
We're allowed to take vacation?
Yeah, I know. If and when we do get it, it's probably after the season. But that'd be awesome. I would love to have we've been talking about that for years, having a guest, a call-in, or anyone.
Yeah.
I mean, we get enough viewers that
we'll get someone soon. We'll set it up.
Yeah.
We have to get Andrew to get on here again.
Yeah.
One more time.
Andrew.
Maybe John Devine.
Yeah.
You know.
Oh yeah. So I was thinking a player or coach, but they're all practicing right now. It's right at 5:45 right now.
No, but we should get his input too. I mean, he watches a lot of football.
Yeah.
Just like us. So.
That's right.
No.
He does.
All right.
Next up on the slate, Santa Cruz High at Greenfield at 7:30 p.m. on Friday. The Cardinals check in at 1-4 overall, 1-0 in league, and the Greenfield Bruins at 2-3 overall, 1-1 in league. So the Santa Cruz have a little momentum. The Santa Cruz.
The Santa Cruz.
Yeah, the Santa Cruz.
Cardinals.
Yeah.
I had that feeling that they were going to come in there. First league game.
You called that one, by the way, and I followed your lead on that. I was torn. Didn't know what was going to happen.
Yeah.
They hadn't shown me anything yet. And like taking the Scantron test and you have, or whatever, not Scantron, a test and you have multiple choice.
Yeah.
Right.
C is always the answer.
You know what the pattern. You're like, yeah, I know this teacher's pattern. I got this. And you're like, 60%, I failed. But you just saw that, like, I was wrong. I thought that they had gained a couple players last week.
Oh.
The transfers.
Right.
They're back this week.
Oh.
So, but they did get a couple of guys back for other reasons.
Right.
And that wasn't the reason they won. The reason they kind of won was running back Johnny Soto.
Mm-hmm.
He ran for 3 touchdowns. As the Cardinals beat Gonzalez 28-21 last week for the first win of the season, and in their league opener.
So they're undefeated in the league.
Yeah.
Nice.
So it was awesome. I got a hold of Bubba Trumbull off of the game, and he was more than excited. And he was talking about the possibilities, really fired up on his team.
Yeah.
Like, I can't, we have a chance, this and that. And I was like, awesome, Bubba. I love just how one win can change things. And that's the joy of high school football, you know?
And it's the first win in league play.
Yeah.
1-0.
That's right.
I mean, that's how you start it.
That's huge.
Yeah.
So sky's the limit.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
and then who else busted out for Santa Cruz? Quarterback? No?
The quarterback, they did, or he ran for a touchdown, Abram Soriano.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then, but their defense played well as well.
Defense, right. Yeah. No, Miles Hauser recorded an interception in the second quarter. Dante Dorsey made a key interception in the fourth quarter. That pretty much probably sealed the deal there.
Yeah. Bubba Trumbull said that Anthony Karagianopoulos was just in all his 10 years of coaching, is probably plays with the most passion and heart of anyone he's coached.
Yeah.
And Bubba's had some good players.
Yeah.
But
what did he do?
He on kickoff return as a late fill-in.
Yeah.
He wasn't even on special teams. They're like, get in there. We need someone. He's like, I got it.
Yeah.
And he goes and lines up on the far side of the field.
Right.
And the kick is away from him on the other side of the field.
Mm-hmm.
He runs all the way across the field, strips the ball carrier.
Wow.
And recovers the fumble that sets up their go-ahead score.
Nice.
This guy, and he plays.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome.
Yeah. And he's not a. So I love this kid ever since he was in Little League, because his name Anthony Karagianopoulos.
Kind of a unique name.
Yeah. So he just went by the initials AK, and he was number 47. So AK 47. I know, but he plays passion. He plays with passion every sport he plays. Baseball, he's the same way. Football. And he suffered a concussion last year, so he's no longer running the ball, but he's on the defensive side of the ball, and he's making some hits, making some plays for the Cardinals.
Yeah,
and he's one of several playmakers and guys they need to step up.
Yeah,
and we mentioned Soriano. Soriano needs to be that guy.
Yeah,
every week.
No, they're definitely gonna have to step up against Greenfield, because they got a couple wins. They beat Pajaro Valley, they beat Harbor. Scored 48 points though.
Yeah,
in both of those. They're led by dual threat quarterback Andy Hernandez, who has passed for 5 touchdowns and ran for 4. Running backs Jose Uribe and Isaac Bajas, and receiver Rodrigo Frias are also threats.
Yeah,
on the field. Yeah.
Now, we talked about this a couple weeks ago. Is Jose Uribe?
Yeah.
Was a fill-in.
Right.
When they played Harbor, and he ran for 100+ yards.
There you go.
2 or 3 scores. Pajas, I don't know if he's back yet, but that gives them 2 talented guys in the offensive backfield. the quarterbacks, probably I think they're leading rusher. And then they play decent defense. They have a big tight end. They have a decent line. They're a good little team.
Right.
So as we move on to the season, like I said, they're 2-3 overall, but it's a pretty good little team.
Yeah.
Like I said, they just didn't beat Harbor and just beat PV.
No, they
taxed them.
Yeah. Yeah. And then they I think they got a couple losses. One of them was to Watsonville, 35-14 loss.
Yeah.
I mean, they played some good teams as well.
Totally. But Santa Cruz
on the other hand,
momentum.
Yep. I'd say the Cardinals are running full speed right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, the additions of of their newcomers and coming off that first win and just renewed hope and everything. They've got a lot of things going for them. But they're on the road.
That is tough. Yeah, that's the tough. That's always
that's
one.
how Jim picks. He picks the home team first.
And that's not the reason I'm choosing Greenfield this week. I just think that if a Cardinal flew down and got in a fight with a Bruin would win. Okay, so now I'm going with the Bruins. I think they have a lot of weapons. I hope that the Cardinals can be up to task defensively.
Yeah,
but the propensity to score more touchdowns this year, that was a season high for the Cardinals last week. If the Cardinals can shove it in my face and every other naysayer's face and put up another 28 spot, then I'm going to start choosing the Cardinals a lot more.
Okay.
But they did that against Gonzalez. I want to see them do it against Greenfield. As of right now, I have the Bruins winning this game.
I'm going to have to go with Greenfield as well. I mean, I'm close. I want to pick the Cardinals, but Greenfield, I mean, they've, like you said, they put up some big points against PV and Harbor, and they're stacked. They got that quarterback, Andy Hernandez.
Yeah.
He's pretty good.
He's a big kid.
Big kid, yeah. Yeah, I'm going to have to go Bruins.
Yeah, I actually thought you were going to go Cardinals for a second.
No, I mean, it's tough. I mean, Bruins.
Producer Tony, survey says
we've got a 60-40 split in favor of the Cardinals. So public, that could be leaning a little homer.
Yeah, Greenfield,
that
you have a couple more days to vote tomorrow. They do listen, by the way.
Yes.
So, yeah, I was impressed by Greenfield against Harbor earlier this year. So I go with them again. All right, so the crowd said that. Okay, well, Alvarez is visiting Monte Vista Christian. Alvarez is 2-3 overall, 0-2 in league play, and the Mustangs are 3-2 overall, and 1-1 in NBL Gavilan play. There you go.
It's a 7:30 start. Yeah, I mean, Monte Vista, they had that loss to San Benito, 36-29 last week. Though disheartening, the loss also shows the Mustangs are capable of hanging with the league powers. Monte Vista recovered 2 onside kicks, one late in the fourth quarter, and had a chance to tie the game late in the fourth quarter, but Elisha Reyes intercepted Mustangs quarterback Sean White late in the fourth quarter and sealed the win for the Hay Bailers. It was a tough one. I thought White was I thought they were going to tie it up right there at the end.
Yeah. Well, White played outstanding. I mean, he completed 24 of 40 passes for 315 yards and 3 TDs. And there's 1 interception, but still.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I asked Sean, if he was nervous coming into Friday night's game, but he said he was as cool as the other side of the pillow.
This was one of the loosest I've come out to a game just because they're ranked the number 1 team, I think, in our league, and we're ranked towards the bottom, and it was kind of a nothing to lose game, come out here, sling the ball around and just have fun. And so I had that mentality, and it was fun. We were passing the ball and getting drives going, so it was good. I feel like this was a big stepping stone for us. Even though we didn't get the win, we showed that, we're a contender in this league still. We're not going anywhere. We're going to put up, we're going to only lose by 1 touchdown to San Benito, so we're ready for all the other teams, the Palmas, the Alvarez, we're coming. So
the Mustangs defense had trouble stopping Johnny Gonzalez, who ran for 171 yards on 29 carries and had a 49-yard reception that set up his 1-yard touchdown run. The victory pushed the Hay Bailers, who finished runner-up to Palma in the NBLG last season, on track to contend for the crown this year.
I spoke with Hay Bailers running back Johnny Gonzalez after the game, and he told me how he felt when Monte Vista recovered that second onside kick.
I was just wanting, I needed to get on that field. Maybe. It sucks playing one side of the ball, but we got so many players out here. That's what we have to do. So I felt a little helpless, not going to lie. I wanted to get on that field. Elijah sealed it for me, got me on that field, and we did what we had to do to win that game. Feeling good. I like how our offense was moving the ball, and got a little adversity, but we're trained to college football. We don't care about adversity. We fight through it no matter what. So, I mean, there's a great football team out here that had a couple big shots. Our O-line was just killing it, giving us great holes. Running backs were filling on inside linebackers. We're getting to the third level, second level. Everybody's holding their blocks good. Great play calls by my coaches. And overall, we just executed.
I mean, like White said, I mean, despite the loss, I think Monte Vista should, which has lost 3 straight games, including a 49-0 loss to Burlingame, a 34-7 loss to San Benito, and a 21-0 loss against Palma last week.
Yeah, but they have Alvarez's convincing wins over North County and Alisal. So,
yeah.
know. But like you said, the past 2 weeks, the Eagles have scored a combined 7 points. So
it's tough.
The offense hasn't, is going to have to find itself if they hope to have a chance against MVC. So yeah, especially after coming off that shutout to Palma.
Yeah.
So
who does Alvarez have?
Well, they have Matt Martinez is a state qualifying wrestler.
Oh, okay.
And he's but he's back there and he's will run and throw. Obviously, the NBA Preps doesn't have complete stats on him.
Right.
But for what they do, they have him with 5 touchdowns and zero interceptions. Granted, they probably just entered stats for their wins and not the losses.
Yeah.
But still, that means he has at least 5 TDs on the year. And they also have running back Michael Ramirez and receiver Isaiah Correa. So Ramirez is the workhorse of the bunch, though.
Okay.
So
yeah. No, I mean, no, it's not going to be a walk in the park for the Mustangs. I don't think so.
No.
I don't think so. I mean, defense needs to step up. They need to stop that run, put pressure on Alvarez, make him throw the ball, force him to do that because, they had trouble stopping Gonzalez last weekend.
Yeah.
Can't let that happen again for sure. Let that defensive line come through, get that pressure on, let that no-fly zone, do its magic.
Yeah, well, the Eagles have some studs of their own on defense.
Okay.
Antonio Martinez has 3 interceptions, and Jose Labelli leads the team with 2 sacks.
Okay.
So I'm sure Antonio Martinez wants to yell that they've got a no-fly zone as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
But the thing I'm hoping, and it is high school sports we're talking about, even though we treat it like professionals, is that it's week to week, and you can't take anyone lightly. And that's so hard for kids to buy into, really, because you think you're king of the world. Then you come out for a fight, you get punched first, and you go home and cry to mom and say, and then you come up with excuses to the media and say, I don't know why we lost. We're the better team.
Well, you just got really specific there, Jim.
No, I think that's what happened to a couple teams last week.
Yeah,
I mean, I think they went in there thinking, hey, we're the, but then they got hit in the mouth and now, reality check. Yeah. You're not the king of the world.
Conversely, you could feel the same way after you lose and pause. I mean, Sean White to win this game.
Right.
And we weren't expecting him to win it either.
Yep.
And so we're both like, hey, thumbs up, MVC.
Yep.
But they got to throw last week.
Yeah.
And they can't say we're going to, like you said, walk in here and destroy this opponent,
No.
So what do you think, Jim?
I do like what they did last week. So if they give me a sustained effort, and they played, I saw them earlier this year against Scotts Valley. They played well in a narrow loss. I like the Mustangs, man. They keep impressing me. They do this every darn year. Whether it's Bruce Deeney coaching them or David Reese, they just, and actually before I am taking Monte Vista, Deeney wasn't there last week, huh?
No, he wasn't there. Yeah. I asked around. He just wasn't present at the game. Not sure why.
Completely random.
A mystery.
Yeah. Hopefully we'll find out more on that.
But Juan, what do you think?
I got Monte Vista.
Monte Vista, the public. Kind of overwhelming here. 92.1% say Monte Vista Christian.
Nice.
Yeah. But that means 7.9 of you out there. 7.9% of you think that Everett Alvarez is gonna win.
They're probably not double coverage listeners.
Probably not.
Yeah.
No, that's what I'm guessing.
Completely uninformed.
That's right.
So
have no idea.
So who do we got next?
PV. Paral Valley 1-5 on the year, 0-2 in conference at North Monterey County, which has a brand spanking new field. Beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It looks nice.
It looks nice.
Yeah.
I'm going to move to Castroville because that field is nice. And I love artichokes. So North Monterey County 1-5 overall, 0-2 on the year. That game's at 7:30 p.m. on Friday in Castroville.
Ooh.
So
night game, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen North County's old field?
Yeah. I went there for a couple games.
It was fugly. Yeah, to say the least.
It was in pretty bad shape.
I've never seen a field like that. That shape. It was like what's the shape? Like It was like that. A trapezoid?
Sure.
Okay. So trapezoid. It was funky. Like funky. It was like level in the middle 20 yards of the field. And
I see.
And right at the hash marks, it massive. Like if there's flooding,
a big dip.
Yes. Yeah. So they put a ball, the referees, on a hash mark, it would roll downhill. I swear to God, it was so bad, and it was noticeable with eye view.
Yeah.
You know? So now this thing is level. It's beautiful. It's synthetic turf. It looks awesome.
And they have a real track, huh?
Yes.
Because I remember they had the was it like that?
The dirt.
The dirt,
clay,
clay.
Yes.
Like
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's like middle school track.
Yeah, right?
Yeah,
for sure.
That's exactly what it was.
I remember Seaside used to have that kind of track. And
really?
Yeah, a lot of turned ankles
Yeah.
during track meets
Yeah.
there.
And
Yeah.
shin splints and bruises. Yeah, but I'm super happy for the Condors in this tough season that they have a new track and new field, because I know what that does for a school. You know, like Westmont, my alma mater, is the same way. We had the crappiest field ever. You get a new field in there and the kids want to play on it, you know, regardless of sport, regardless of football, soccer, field hockey. Across the board, North County should be.
And for anybody keeping score, yes, Jim did mention his alma mater again. He's done it every single episode this year.
By the way, they are 5-0 on the year, just so you know, in the top division.
Wow.
In the Blossom Valley Athletic League,
wow.
Which means they will get their butts handed to them in the first round of CCS.
Okay. Juan, why don't you tell us about the Grizzlies?
Grizzlies, yeah, for sure. Grizzlies allowed the most points this season and fell in their NBL Pacific game at Cabrillo College. Evans Charles tossed a pair of touchdowns and rushed for one as the Toreadors erupted for a season-high 55 points, the most since Dan Brown to the reins of the program 3 years ago.
Yeah, they PV. Well, obviously, North Carolina County, they had another good performance.
Yeah.
Darius Garrard rushed for a pair of touchdowns for Monterey.
Yeah.
They kind of had their way all day with PV. They have a lot of athletes at Monterey. So I don't think PV is going to see that many athletes in facing North County.
No.
But PV also has to get its stuff together. You know, they have one win on the year against Lynbrook.
Yeah. And what they haven't had a league win in, I think,
it's been a while.
10 years?
Don't get it confused with baseball.
No, I think no, maybe I'm wrong.
Because they beat Watsonville in the Belgrade Cup last year in the finale.
So maybe they have only like a couple wins.
Yeah,
it's like 2 wins or something like that.
And I can't wait to talk about the Belgrade Cup in week 10 or whatever. That Watsonville PV is the game.
It's always good.
I've never seen a better crowd, really. But yeah, North County is right in a 3-game losing streak heading in here.
Yeah.
Since beating Marina 30-15 on September 8th. That said, they come into this week with some good vibes. They scored 12 points in a 42-12 loss to unbeaten Christopher. And it was the Condor's second highest point total this season.
Yeah.
So the North Monterey County has been held to 7 points or less 4 times this year. Some people would look at this game as a dud. I do not.
Yeah, me too.
No, I think there's an important game for both programs. Because being I don't want to say a fluky 1-win team on a year and getting 2 wins on the team is a big deal. You know, so
well, if you have 1 win, you can get the reputation of being fluky.
Almost every high school team will get 1 win, I think.
Almost.
Yeah, unless you're incredibly bad.
Yeah.
So
or have no kids coming out, as we found out with a couple of our teams a few years ago.
Yeah, that's true. So both these teams have 1 win, and now the big question: who gets number 2?
But not a tie.
Who does number 2 work for?
and who gets their first win in league play? Too.
Yes.
Yeah.
There's a lot of incentive.
So Jim,
you know,
who does?
When we talk about PV, we always talk about their quarterback and the young line and a defense that doesn't make enough tackles. But then we look on the other side of the board and we see a team that kind of mirrors it, you know, a team that's just had trouble putting points on the board.
Yeah.
So in this low-scoring game, I'm actually going to go with PV.
I'm going to go with PV, but I don't think it's going to be a low-scoring game. I think PV will put up some points.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. And I do stray away because I always say the home team, but just historically.
Well, we know that you're a homer more than just picking the home team.
Sure.
You know? Yeah.
Yes.
Jim's bias comes through all the time.
North County, the fact that they just haven't scored enough.
Yeah, no, I saw him play against Watsonville, and they didn't do enough
to impress
me.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad that I'm on your side with this. Mm-hmm. Survey says
Public agrees with the two of you, but just barely. We've got a very narrow coin flipper, as Jim would say. 52.6% saying Pajaro Valley.
Okay.
And I would have to say that them some educated listeners that are voting there.
Educated.
Edumacated.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. Well,
next up, we got North Salinas at Aptos, 7:30 start. The Vikings are 1-4 overall and 0-2 in Monterey Bay League play. And the Mariners are 3-2 overall, and they're 2-0 in NBL Gavilan play.
These games are all, as we progress during the year, it's not only important just to beat them, but to keep up with the Joneses, so to speak.
Yeah.
North Salinas lost to Monte Vista Christian a couple weeks ago.
Right.
And Monte Vista Christian Aptos is going to be a battle royale. I thought Aptos might roll in that game, but after seeing Monte Vista against San Benito,
no.
Okay.
That's gonna be the game.
Right?
Yeah.
So Monte Vista goes and leads North Salinas 28-0 in the fourth quarter before a couple weeks back, before giving up 14 points on a big pass plays. So don't think that Aptos doesn't want to annihilate not just every opponent, but North Salinas this week.
Right. Prove a point.
Yeah. Totally. I think you look for, if you're not getting fired up on football itself, which you should, get fired up on this result. Get fired up on, look for something.
Right.
Hey, Juan Reyes says you're a chump. Get fired up.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's
Juan, do you just call people chumps just to maybe fire them up?
Yeah.
Every once in a while.
Yeah. No, he doesn't call Aptos chumps. He calls them Palma beaters, which is great.
That's right.
Good call.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. No, I mean, last week, they only punted once.
Yeah.
Once
against Seaside. Wow.
That's
No, Aptos offense has been, for the most part, all systems go this year.
Yeah.
I'm sure they'd like to have a couple plays back in that Aragon game.
Yeah.
So, by the way, Aragon is 5-0 on the year.
Okay.
So,
no,
and I haven't checked what the Hillmen are doing lately, but
I mean, what are you going to do? They're a good team.
Yeah, and we know Aptos is too, but
no. Yeah, no, Aptos led by running back Marcos Reyes, who rushed for 100+ yards and scored for the Mariners. Aptos also getting rushing touchdowns from Bubba Gallardo, Silvano Lopez, and Josh Powell. Gallardo scored on a 70-yard run. Powell scored from 80 yards, and Lopez scored from 20 yards out.
Hey, these kids can throw the ball too. Who knew it?
Yeah.
It's just been a couple weeks, but Blake Willer hauled in a pair of touchdown passes from Mariners quarterback Angel Aparicio. So Angel's got a cannon, and
yeah.
So Willer's got some wheels.
Yeah, and then they're doing it on defensive side too, no?
Shane Medina.
Wow.
Second straight week with an interception.
Nice.
If you'll remember that name 2 weeks ago, he had a pick 6 against Palma.
That's right.
So yeah, Shane Medina getting it done on defense. Yeah. And the Vikings have, when they played Monte Vista a couple weeks back, they threw some picks.
Yeah, they threw a couple picks. Yeah, I mean, quarterback Anthony Aguilar for the Vikings, he has 809 passing yards and 6 touchdowns. And according to Max Preps, it says he has 8, but I think he's thrown a couple more though, because I don't think they threw in the stats for against Monte Vista.
Yeah, 8 interceptions, so he might have more than that.
Yeah, because I think he threw a couple, right?
Yeah, he threw 2 or 3, I think.
Yeah, so then so he might have 10 on the year. I'm not sure, but
and the Mariners are looking to add to that total, no doubt.
Yeah,
that was, I don't want to say a question mark, but that was an area that they needed improvement, at least an area that was addressed or talked about after the loss to Aragon. And they showed some improvement from what I've saw statistically.
Yeah.
Against Palma, Aptos.
Yeah.
You get one of those wins. We tend or try to see or get assigned to the most important games each week. And when you see Aptos just make Palma look, ordinary in the second half, anyway, we might be talking about this game too long, quite honestly.
Yeah.
Because I have Aptos.
Yeah, same thing. I mean, they're playing at home, 2-0.
Yeah.
I mean, they're playing a North Salinas team they're good, but I don't think they're that good enough to beat the Mariners. Yeah. So I'm same thing. I'm going with Aptos.
And we didn't mention a couple guys. Timothy Hunter for North Salinas. He's rushed for 201 yards on 35 carries, and Richard Reyes has 29 receptions for 410 yards and 5 touchdowns.
5 touchdowns. So, caught most of Aguilar's touchdowns.
Yeah, they have some players.
No, they do.
But we don't address the names enough, and we probably should, and will probably come CCS time. Is Aptos has a big offensive line, very very talented.
Who's that big boy?
I don't have the roster in front of me. They actually have a couple, but I know who you're talking about.
Austin?
Yes.
Right? Okay.
And but they move the ball with long sustained drives, even though they're like no huddle, and they seem like they get off twice the number of offensive plays that the opponent does. I wouldn't be surprised if this is like a 42-7, if not worse, 49-7 game, if not a shutout. So
definitely.
Well, the public definitely agrees with you guys. We got 81.6% picking Aptos.
Okay.
Yes, Alex Austin, by the way. How's that name sound for you? That's
the name. You just pull it out.
6'5", 311 pounds. Come get him, San Jose State. Yeah, that was without my roster, by the way. It's just old man disease where I just takes a couple seconds.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you are 83 years old.
I got half of it right.
You got
a
couple right letters.
All right. Next up, looks like I've got a pretty good game, though.
Yeah. Totally.
Yeah. King City at Scotts Valley. King City is 3-2 overall, 2-0 in league play, and the Falcons are 4-1 overall and 2-0 in league play as well. This is a 7:30 start, and this should be a really good one.
Bring your gas masks.
Again, huh?
Oh man, I was getting a little headache out there, getting a little contact high, or with all that the gas fumes from the. But the thing is, so back in the day, they used to have like 4 or 5 portables, and I'm probably lowballing it. I'm sure Louis Walters, the head coach of the Falcons, would say otherwise. But they used to have 4 or 5 portables on each side. That number last week was 18. They had 18 portables
total.
Yes.
Wow.
9 on each side. So
you looked a little glassy-eyed in some of your videos that you did on the double coverage Facebook page. You did some Facebook Live videos. And like, oh, Jim, oh boy, get some sleep, boy.
Seriously, glossy-eyed. I was dizzy. I'm not kidding. But the nice thing is our photographers can't whine about it anymore. You can see the ball up in the air pretty good. You know, because
they would whine about the I don't want to say whine. I'm just using Jim's.
I will.
As a fellow photographer, I will not say whine.
Yeah.
But some pretty bad lighting, and it makes for some not to run in a paper, which is already kind of like toilet paper anyway.
Yeah. So there'll be plenty of lighting to see if. But I mean, King City is not a heavy pass team. They will and can, but like Carmel was, the Falcons' last opponent.
Yeah.
Again, Scotts Valley looked all systems go, beating Carmel 21-7 last week. Pick against them, even though King City pulled off and it wasn't a massive upset.
No, I don't think so either.
Yeah, but they stunned
Soledad.
Soledad.
Yeah.
You know, and Soledad knew King City was good. But for those of you who haven't been paying much attention to football last year, Soledad, the Aztecs, won the Central Coast Section Division IV title last year over my alma mater.
Comment number 2 on
By the way,
I should have a little tip of Westmont.
By the way, just so you know, they're completely local to us. It's only 25 miles away.
Oh, whatever.
And former Watsonville High quarterback Mikey Carmona is an assistant coach on that team. And their head coach is also a former Wildcats assistant.
You realize you're in Santa Cruz, and Santa Cruz is well known for not caring at all for anything that goes on outside of Santa Cruz.
I got you. But you and I are both transplants.
That's true.
Juan grew up in Watsonville. You're from Gilroy. I'm from Campbell.
I'm from Salinas, actually.
Salinas. So, and they've accepted us, I think.
Yeah. And little known fact, my parents both alums of King City.
There you go.
There we are.
Wow.
Yes.
There you go.
Lived in Greenfield, but there was no Greenfield High back then, so they went to King City.
So anytime I say Westmont, I'll be like, Tony, go ahead. The Mustangs, though.
Gilroy, yeah.
Well, both, yeah. Gilroy's doing well, and now King City was close to knocking off some powers last year. I mean, I think they battled Carmel last year, and I think they also battled Soledad last year. So Soledad wasn't shocked that King City knocked them off. This time, Soledad, that last week's game was 24-17.
Yeah.
So close, but for Soledad at least. But King City's pretty talented.
They pulled off that win against Soledad. I mean, they got quarterback Luis Luna, right? I mean, he's doing doing a lot of running, not much passing.
Yeah, a little bit of both.
A little bit of both, though.
Yeah.
But he also has Cedric Perez, Clay Barbie, and Matt Morales.
Yeah. Morales looks like he's doing will do most of the damage, but Barbary is their leading receiver with 15 catches for 395 yards and 5 touchdowns.
Wow.
At least for data that's been entered. So it may be slightly higher than that.
Mm-hmm.
So, and Luna is throwing for 700 yards and 8 touchdowns.
Yeah.
He has also thrown for 7.
I was going to say, though, 7 interceptions, though. That's that stood out to me right now when I just saw that. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So don't think that at Scotts Valley, man, I don't know if Louis telling the truth because I haven't seen final stats posted anywhere or whatever, but their cornerback / quarterback has 6 on a season. He had 2 last week, and Coach Louis Walters said, getting a hi from Joy Jag, looking through the window of the studio here. Just want to say hi, a shout out to the editor. And now when she listens to this later on her car ride home, she'll hear her name. Now my shout outs for Kyle Rajla, because that kid has 6 interceptions. So I think he's going to get 1 or 2 more this week. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Hey, he's capable of doing it.
Sure.
Yeah. No. Yeah. Wow.
And
6 interceptions.
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay. Well, that's I don't even know who they're. We don't keep defensive stats 100% in terms of school record holders.
Right.
But that's got to be getting up there for.
First season. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then that defense, I mean, they've only allowed 7 points or less 3 times this season.
Yeah.
Wow.
You know, it's a good point is because I look up to several teams over in the Mission Trail, Carmel being one of them.
Yeah.
And you hear the 10-win season after 10-win season after 10-win season, CCS appearance, CCS finals appearance. And that's what you hear from Carmel. And then it was nice to get a new perspective. And talking with Golden Anderson last week, he just had mentioned, all that stuff in the past is fine and dandy, but we weren't playing Scotts Valley and SLV every week. Right. You know, we had a schedule and we worried about certain teams. Certain teams were good, but the league is a lot deeper this year, you know?
Definitely.
And I think King City's going to find that out too. I respect this King City program. They've really turned a corner over the last few years and become quite formidable. But I think Scotts Valley has been on the cusp, living in a shadow, if only narrowly, to the Mariners, losing by a touchdown last season to the Mariners.
Yeah.
Living in the shadow of the Mariners all year to where I think they're going to come out. Their come out party is going to be quite extravagant. You know, I think Scotts Valley is letting itself know that, hey, we're the real deal. We may have 30-something kids, but the kids we have on our field are quite good.
Yeah, you only need 11 out there at a time. And when you put the best 11 out there, and that's what they've been doing all season.
Totally.
So, even despite some injuries, they had a couple kids sitting down, but they're still doing it, man. Louis doing an awesome job. They
didn't so much build depth because Ryan Conti is the guy who just got more carries when Anthony Locatelli was injured with his bruise. But they did build depth at receiver last week because they were without Kyle Raymond. Who as of last week was their top receiver, Carson Spence, passed him with his 100-yard or whatever total last week.
Okay,
but
Raymond didn't play.
He didn't even play last week.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Yeah, I wasn't aware of that.
Yeah, so he's going to be coming back this week. Okay. So the good get better.
Ooh.
You know.
Okay.
And I'm not trying to sound like we're one-sided towards Scotts Valley and that King City has nothing, because clearly King City has something. You know.
Yeah.
They have some good runners, a decent defense.
Yeah. No, but they're going to have trouble stopping Carson.
Totally.
Carson Spence.
That guy's if he was a junior of the year in the SEC Santa Cruz Coast Athletic League last year.
Yeah.
They just threw guys around on defense. He's an outside linebacker. He arm tackled a couple guys, and it was ferocious.
Yeah.
You know, he's the real deal.
Yeah.
So, anyway. My bad. Oh, sorry. I was looking up producer Tony. How you doing, Tony?
Hey, how's it going?
Saying hi.
No, Walters. He talked to. Did he talk to you after the game?
He did.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he was talking about the young offensive line and some of the big time players made big time plays.
You know, we controlled the clock, and I thought our offensive line is still young. You know, everybody says because they were all sophomores last year, but they're still only juniors.
Yeah.
And we had some long drives. Like you said, with that 90-yard drive was a great high school football drive. Anytime you're the farther the drive, the more things bad could happen. It's a good win. You know, the second half tied 7-7 at halftime. You know, special players make special plays, and Carson Spence made 2 special plays to seal that win. And, you know, Rajla, he's such an athlete. You know, he had 2 interceptions. We grounded the ball, and, you know, he's the leader of that offense, and it was a good win for us.
And I think they're going to get another good win.
I do too.
This weekend. Yeah.
I have the Falcons.
Scotts Valley for sure.
Yeah.
And the public overwhelmingly agrees. 92.1% has Scotts Valley over King City.
All right.
All right. Moving on. Finally.
Sure.
Community college action. We got Cabrillo at Los Medanos. The Seahawks are 1-3, 0-1 in conference play. And Los Medanos is 4-0, and they're 1-0 in conference play as well.
The Seahawks, man, they just keep finding a way to shoot themselves in the foot.
Yeah.
The claw.
I mean, they've had so many close ones this season.
Seriously.
Like, yeah, they should definitely have a couple wins on that.
Yeah, no doubt. No, I was all high on quarterback Nick Martig after his 5 or 6 touchdown performance 2 weeks ago. Those high thoughts have been tapered. He was sacked 5 times.
Ooh.
He threw 4 interceptions.
Ouch.
But anyway, I'm not pointing the loss solely on him. I mean, because the Seahawks had recorded a ton of turnovers last week as well, but they lost the ball 5 or 6 times last week.
Wow.
So are they going to play better football against Los Medanos, the number 20 ranked state team?
Ooh. And this is out of, what do we got? What, 60?
68 or so?
68, right 68 community colleges in the state.
Yeah. So we know that the the Seahawks, and I still think Mark is one of them, obviously. I'm just kind of undue grief. But Terrence Smith was a beast last week. He ran for, I believe, 72 yards on 19 carries, and Chris Easter, the receiver, had 6 receptions for 106 yards. And then Mitchell Harris hauled in 8 catches for 81 yards. So they have plenty of, and they have way more than that. This is a pretty deep offensive Seahawks team.
Yeah,
they just need to get it done on defense.
I mean, they did have a couple big plays on that defense. Now, Trevor Rico, Shaq Floyd, they had an interception each, and then Aaron Pride. I mean, he had a 25-yard interception to open the score. And then,
yeah, I don't have a record from that game, box score, but the opponent also had a pick 6 as well.
Oh,
so,
okay.
But I mean, but Cabrillo had some nice plays.
Yeah,
and Travis Shuey, the Santa Cruz High alum, his 4th straight game with 10+ tackles.
A beast out there, huh? Yeah.
So he had a pair of sacks to count among his 14 tackles. So yeah, and then
Cameron Moore, right?
Sure.
He recorded a sack. He had a fumble recovery as well.
Yeah.
For the Seahawks, but. Oof, it's going to be tough though. Number 20th ranked.
Yeah.
State ranked in the
state.
Oh man.
Yeah. So some guys you probably need to hear about, or you will hear about, even though the game's on the road. And Los Medanos it's near Pittsburgh, I guess. It's over in the East Bay. It's a little trek. It's past Hayward and all that stuff.
Okay.
But Los Medanos quarterback is Sohail Massini. He's thrown for 813 yards and 8 TDs against 1 interception on the year. So he spreads the ball around pretty good. Jelani Davis leads the way with 3 TD catches, and Craydron Menifree has 2. I think he's hit like 10 to 12 different receivers, though.
Wow. Okay.
And
they're spreading the ball around, huh?
Yeah, and they're decent at running the ball, too.
Yeah.
So.
No, and then on defense, too, I mean, they've got some pretty talented players on there. Richie Peralta, 15 tackles against Shasta last week.
Yeah.
They had what do they got? 9 sacks, 8 interceptions, 5 fumble recoveries in the year.
Season, yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, just saying that it's not entered up. I mean, they do have Los Medanos does have some turnovers themselves. Okay.
Right.
We mentioned their quarterback has 1 interception on the year, but their running backs have also lost 6 fumbles.
Oh wow.
So they're not invincible.
No, definitely not.
So you're telling me there's a chance.
Exactly.
Yes.
That's exactly what we're saying.
No, I mean, and their wins. I mean, their wins have been pretty close. From just looking at this, I mean, is that Ridley 35-20, Gavilan 34-28, No, actually, Gavilan was 29-25. Sorry.
Yeah.
They beat West Hill Coalinga 34-28.
That's impressive.
And then last week, it was pretty impressive win though. Against Shasta 32-20.
Yeah.
But
well, it's kind of weird because Gavilan has lost a bunch of players with a housing situation, they were good at one point, and I don't know how good they are now. They've been getting blown out, or they were blown out recently.
Yeah.
So that win doesn't impress me, but their win over West Hills Coalinga does, and Reedley.
Yeah.
So, yeah, and Shasta.
Yeah. Well,
so everything but the Gavilan game. I actually have. I don't know. I got to go do factor, man. I'm going with Cabrillo.
Really?
Yeah, I'm going to go with Cabrillo just because they got to piece together enough of this. They've made a little bit of every mistake.
Yeah.
It's the quarterback play. It's the running. It's the defensive play. They need to put it all together.
Yeah.
And their offense looks like it's all systems go. It's just
they're scoring 27.5 points per game.
Yeah.
Which is pretty darn good.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean. Yeah, but like you said, I mean they gotta go in there. Just don't turn the ball over.
Yeah.
And just play balls out.
Yeah. And by the way, my Seahawk pick was the incredible homer pick. Just so you know. But I'm just kind of figuring, I always go safe, and I don't want to go safe this week on this pick.
Juan, are you going to go safe?
And Los Medanos, 4-0, Juan. 4-0.
Come on. What do you say? What do you say?
Number 20 in the state. I'm trying to sway you just so we have difference. But,
yeah,
I'm
going to have to go with the home team.
I mean, not that we're keeping track, Jim.
Yeah, not keeping track.
Not keeping track at all.
No, not at all.
But we might be keeping track of the public.
Sure. What are the public? So you're going Cabrillo.
What the heck, Cabrillo?
Okay.
Whoa. We even got a fist bump for those YouTube watchers.
Cabrillo takers. What is it?
The public thinks you guys are morons.
Nice. Wait. Oh, I went Cabrillo. Shit. Okay, go ahead. I already forgot. Go ahead.
So Los Medanos, 71.1%.
Well, I guess we have listeners in the East Bay too, right?
But you're saying there's a chance.
Yeah.
So you're telling me there's a chance.
Yeah, that's still, 30%? Did I hear the number right?
Yeah, 28.9 say Cabrillo.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. I'm with them.
Yeah, we got it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's it. All right. Well, thanks for tuning in to Double Coverage. I'm Juan Reyes.
And I'm Jim Seimas.
And if you haven't already, subscribe to this podcast on iTunes, Google Play, or SoundCloud. And make sure to follow us on Facebook and Twitter for updates on your favorite local teams. And don't forget to take part in our weekly poll on who you think will win each week. Find that and more at
SantaCruzSentinel.com/football. Until next time.
Win. Yeah.
Hello, Fido. Remember the ending? Hello, Fido.
Sit, Fido, sit.
Yeah.
Good dog.
There you go.
Now we probably have to pay copyright royalties for that.
Yeah, sure.
Thanks, Jim.
Sorry.
Jeez. Okay, stop that recording. And YouTube listeners, watchers, we got a few of you guys last week, and I think there were a few popping on during this, although nobody really chatted except for Julie Jag, who did at one point tell Juan to suck it with the Broncos win. I didn't want to say that in the middle of the double coverage, though. But thanks for listening, and we're going to try to keep doing this. It seems to be working out okay, and it's no extra effort, really. So might as well keep doing YouTube. And if you want to watch us on YouTube, then go ahead and watch us on YouTube. Everybody, thank you.